Today I'm gonna do Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 6, episode 16. I'm gonna tell you my favorite part of this episode was when little Aiden did the prayer during like the commercial break when they played that little 30-second little part, and he did the little blessing at the table. That was my best part of this whole ratchet ass show. But we'll get into it because it was a lot of drama, cause that's what it is to me. All this shit is drama. I just want to talk about Nene because she's a bitch. She's just a bitch. And just like one of my subscribers said, this bitch needs to go. This needs to be heard. I hope Nene just get the hint and just say, this is my last season. I can't take these bitches no more. I gotta go. But y'all know that ain't gonna happen because that bitch needs to check. So anyway, it starts off with her and Greg in the kitchen talking. She talking about how she's so sick and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, bitch, that's code word for I'm embarrassed. Just call it what it is, Nene. Your ass is embarrassed for the way you acted and the way all that shit turned out with Peter and the charity. Just call it what it is. Your ass is embarrassed. You ain't sick. So she's at home with Greg talking about it, and then you have Cynthia and her and Mallory talking about it at her house. So you have her talking about, Nene talking about she felt like she was bullied. I'm like, bitch, get a dictionary. Find out what the definition of bullied is, because what you said and bullied is not the same thing. You said that Kenya and Cynthia and Greg was telling you that if you don't go, you would look bad. So maybe a little pressure, but bully, that wasn't it. So bitch, get that one out the thing. Then she called Peter a monster. And I'm like, girl, boo. First of all, just like I said before last week, Nene, you walked up on Peter. Peter didn't walk up on you. She's talking about he a bitch and he a bitch assness and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, he didn't walk up on you. He was having a conversation with his wife, which his wife asked him what was wrong. Why did he want to leave? He was talking to her. You came over there. So I don't know if producers was like, hey, he over there talking about you. But you walked your big Amazon ass up over there, up on Peter, and was talking shit to Peter. That's why he said what he said. And he didn't come at you foul. And my thing is, why was it okay for Peter to go at Candy? It was okay for Chris to go at Kenya, but it was not okay for Peter to go at you? Bitch, please. I don't get it. So Cynthia's having this surprise birthday party for Peter. And she wants Nene to come. And I'm like, bitch, what is you crying for? She talking about her and Peter is not getting along because they got into it afterwards because she got mad at Peter for going at Nene. And I'm like, Cynthia, are you stupid? Do you want this bitch to be your friend so motherfucking bad that you went at your husband for a conversation he was having with you? And I'm quite sure that's the conversation that he was having with her. I wish they would have aired that shit of them getting at home and arguing, because I'm quite sure he was like, I wasn't talking to that bitch. I was talking to you, and your little punk ass homegirl came over there and butted in, and she got what she got. But he still didn't even go hard on her. So I don't understand where the bitch assness came from. But whatever. Cynthia want to be her friend. She want her to come, and she's just hoping Nene just show up to this party. And I'm like, girl, boo. So anyway, after all that, you have Kenya and Marlo talking. They meet up, and they're talking about the charity. She's telling her what happened, and Marlo can't believe that her friend Nene would act like this. She was like, I can't believe she would act like this. I mean, Marlo was like really sincere with this. Like, I can't see her acting like this. What's going on? And all that kind of stuff. But then you see Nene was talking about, all of a sudden, Nene is Nene. All of a sudden, she got a different personality. She Nene. But if y'all go back on season 2, because season 1, she was supposed to be real Nene. Season 2, she was like, I'm not like that. I'm not freaky. I'm not this. I'm not that. Was it season 2 or season 3? When Candy came on. That's when she was acting like she wasn't about all this, and she wasn't hood, and she don't know Phaedra, even though she grew up in Anthem. That ain't what she was about. All of a sudden, she Nene. All of a sudden, she got a hood name. Bitch, please. You ain't even about that life, and at the end of this, it showed you not. So, come on now, whatever. So, anyway, like I said, Marlo couldn't believe she was acting like that. So then Kenya tells her about Peter's having this party. So, when they talked about the party. And Marlo was just like, well, I'm going to talk to her because this don't sound like her and I want to see what's going on and all this kind of stuff. So that was cool. Then you have Cynthia. She's setting up for Peter's party. Like I said, it was supposed to be a surprise party. She wanted it to be a Jamaican theme. Peter called and told her. First, he told her he wasn't coming. And she was like, well, I had a surprise for you. So he was like, well, I'll be there at 7. So I guess it was supposed to start at probably 4 or 5. And he's going to be late. So it's cool. Then they have a band come. 2-people band, like a 2-person band, white people at a Jamaican theme. I'm like, that's what you get for ordering shit online. Your ass should have either went up there or something. Somebody should have went and saw who these people were. You should have researched these people. But that's what you get. But it didn't turn out to a bad party. So you can't really judge the book by its cover. So, hey, the party looked like it went off with a hitch with the white people playing Jamaican music. So, hey, whatever. Then you have Candy and them Todd come, and they was like, she was like, well, Peter's gonna be late. She was like, no, Peter just showed up. So that kind of gave the surprise away because he saw Candy. So he came in, he was, he was happy. He gave his wife a kiss. They kind of low-key like brushed their argument to the side and made up for the sake of the party or whatever. And they was partying, having a good time. Porsha ended up coming, and that's when Cynthia was telling Candy and Porsha basically what happened at the charity event because, they both wasn't there. So she was telling them what happened. Then Marlo and Kenya arrived. Everybody looking like, what the fuck, when they become friends? But, hey, they friends. So they all sit there talking or whatever. And then Nene and Greg arrived. She acting all stank towards Peter, talking about, happy birthday. I'm like, bitch, why are you here? The whole time Nene was there, she was acting stank. And I'm like, bitch, why are you here? You should have been like, okay, I still got animosity towards Peter. I don't like Kenya. So, I'm not coming. That's what you should have said. Instead of coming to a party and acting all stank and acting like you don't really want to be there. And so that gave, Marlo and them was making little jokes or whatever. And they was all being, talking. Kenya kept trying to speak to Nene. Nene acting like she all stank. So then Kenya asked to speak to Nene alone. She was like, can I speak to her? Because she noticed that Nene likes to act all out when it's a crowd. So she feel like if she could talk to her alone, they can get some shit squared away. So they basically talk about Nene expressed how she felt about the charity. She talking about how she felt bullied. Once again, we know how I felt about that. Kenya takes the responsibility for her actions with the pillow talk, with the charity, or whatever she took her responsibility for. And then they kind of fake hug because Kenya wants to be Nene's friend. And Nene over there like, I'll give you a slap. And Kenya like, no, girl, let's get a hug. And I'm like, bitch, I wouldn't have gave you, no. But, hey, like I said, Kenya just want to be friends because Kenya wants to stay on the show. I don't know what's going on. But I wouldn't want to be Nene's friend. Like, bitch, she went to go get her a drink and all that. And I'm like, for what? Even Candy like, what the fuck? So then Nene didn't want to sit by Marlo. She sat by Candy. Marlo, what I like about Marlo, because she calls ships out. Even though when she was on for that season, I couldn't stand Marlo. But what I do like about her, if she sees some fake shit, she just really calls it out. Like, bitch, you don't like Candy. What the fuck you going over there sitting by her for? You wouldn't sit by me. Like, what the fuck is up with that? So, that's kind of basically what Marlo was at. And Nene just over there in her little funky ass feelings because Kenya come back and sit by Marlo. They over there laughing and, just having a good time, not tripping off the drama. But Nene's so stuck up in her ass and her feelings that she can't have a good time because she can't understand why they all of a sudden friends. And I'm sitting there like, bitch, you invited Marlo to an event where Kenya was at. All of a sudden they friends. So what's the problem? But like she said, I'll get to that, but whatever. I just didn't get that. So she gets up in her feelings and she leaves. Bye. Because the party kept on going without her ass. Bye. So then you have Nene goes to Porsha's house. They talk about the play, and she was talking about, Porsha was talking about her character in the play, Jade, and how she was abusive, and she's going to have to really dig deep for this character or whatever, because they didn't go through the similar things in their marriage. So Nene was like, well, you have to pull deep, because she was asking her about crying on the drop of a dime, and Nene was just like, well, you have to think about this, and I'm sitting there like, Can y'all please tell me what show, movie Nene had to come out of character for? Nene is Nene on everything she plays on. She didn't have, I ain't seen her in nothing dramatic where she has to cry or pour from somewhere or, just came out of character and been somebody else and we were just like, oh, she just did that. She played that role. Please tell me, did I miss some shit? I don't know, but I don't even understand why Porsha, maybe because she been on sitcoms or whatever, so Porsha wanted some advice. I don't get it. I don't know. Then, Nene, you act like you such this rich bitch and you so classy, but that bitch, when you was hollering at Porsha door, that shit was not classy. No. I would have let y'all ass keep ringing, I'm just saying. Just to make you look stupid on camera. I'm just saying. So, yeah, that just kind of just was like, bitch, what have you done? So, anyway, she asked her about Porsha, was like, asked Porsha about her dating. Porsha was like, I don't have time for that right now. Like, really, I'm trying to focus on the job, but I don't have time for that. I don't have time to go to work, come kick it with y'all, fight and come back to the dude. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, then they talked about, Marlo and Kenya being cool. She was like, well, my friend said that Marlo was an opportunist. And I'm like, bitch, you are a hater. You're sounding jealous. I'm like, if she is, you brought this opportunist on. She was what? You needed her for your show. So what's the problem? You brought her on here again this season. Kenya didn't bring her on this season. You brought her on. So don't get mad that now she's friends with Kenya. Calling Marlo an opportunist just baffles me because I'm like, she's not showing opportunists in this season. She ain't done shit. So let's keep going. Let's just keep going because Nene irritates the fuck out of me. So anyway, Kenya's at home with Miss Lawrence. She's at home. Miss Lawrence come by, and it just bothered me for her to call Miss Lawrence a girl. I'm like, no, he's a guy. I don't give a fuck if we are calling him Miss Lawrence. That's still a guy. Sorry, no shade to Miss Lawrence, but I don't know, whatever. So she was talking about how she wanted to plan this couple trip to Mexico, and I'm like, bitch, are you bringing your African man? No. So how are you gonna play this a couple trip? No. That's no. I don't give a fuck if she did invite Miss Lawrence. That's just the homie coming with her, bitch. No. You ain't gonna tell no intimate secrets about you and Miss Lawrence. So how are you gonna have a couples trip? Then she was talking, he was like, well, what about you and Apollo? That's why she invited him, because he asked about Apollo. And I'm sitting there like, I'm sorry. Y'all, I'm sorry. I understand the gays can fight. I understand that because I got some homeboys that will whoop somebody's ass. I understand that. But I don't see Lawrence beating up Apollo. I don't see him winning that fucking fight. I just don't. So, yeah. You can bring him if you want to. He gonna be screaming like Brandon. I'm just saying. Unless he hitting him with a heel, he gonna be screaming like Brandon. Just saying. So yeah, she called Cynthia. Cynthia's on board with it. So we gonna see how that go. I just don't get how this trip is gonna go about, but we gonna see how this go. Then you have the baby ball. It's like an adult field day. And if you know what field day is, it's a lot of different events. Your kids have it at school once a year. And they have all these little different events. And to give your kids a chance to have fun and exercise at the same damn time. It's really cool because I take my kids there every year. And I go participate with them. It's cool. So they have an adult one. So it's like about doing the one-legged race, hula hoop. It's just different activities. So that's what they have. So they have different teams. Cynthia tells them, make up your own team. She tells them, make up their own team and to compete. So Nene was Team Rich. She had all her bridesmaids. Phaedra was Team Real. I don't understand where they was real at. Maybe it was the hair, the boobs, the booty. I don't know. But as far as being real with Phaedra, I don't get it. So then, Apollo didn't come. Maybe Apollo didn't. She asked him not to come because after all of the pillow talk drama. So that's what I can understand him not coming and being around these group of people. So then you have Kendra, she Team Twirl, whatever. Marlo was on her team, so people start feeling some kind of way because Marlo was on her team. But like Marlo and Kenya said, shit, she wasn't invited for her homegirl Nene's team, so shit, it was her game, Kenya's game, Nene's loss, and I agree with that. Cynthia had team. Cynthia, she had like professional trainers on her team. Then you had Porsha with Team Naked. I don't get where it was naked, but we're gonna leave Porsha alone. We're just gonna leave Porsha alone. Then Candy was late, so everybody's feeling some kind of way about Candy being late. Candy comes in. Candy was like, I don't like to lose. So y'all told me to make my own motherfucking team. Here you go. She got Zeke from the WWE. She got some basketball players from some Olympic basketball players, women basketball players. She got Todd, Carmen, some other folks. She got some cheerleaders. She got like all kind of motherfuckers. And I was rolling. Then you have the referee as Derek J and Funky Dineva. Hey, Funky Dineva. I love Funky Dineva. So they was giving the rules of the game. Funky Dineva was like, no seducing nobody to get ahead. And I was like, shit, I will be over there flirting like, hey, boo, so he can be on. Fuck what you're talking about. But, just saying. So, yeah, they started these, doing these events. They had some egg shit. Nene, and because Kenya said she won. Nene got all up in her feelings and got all up in Derek J face talking about she won. Colin talking about they need to start acting like referees and not like queens. I'm like, here this bitch go again with this motherfucking queen's word because you're trying to be disrespectful. Bitch, come on now. Like, this got to be her last season. This has to be her last season. So, they doing all these things. So, they end up giving her that first challenge because the bitch was acting like a queen while she talking about every motherfucking body else. Then, you know, Marlo's up in her feelings about not being invited to Nene's team or whatever. Then they have this hula hoop thing. Then, they have this leg race. Candy over there pissed off because she feel like everybody is cheating to get ahead and all this kind of stuff. So, she over there pouting. Then you had Team Rich. They cheering and shit. They Team Rich. We Team Rich. Marlo over there, she jumps up Team Rich. Nene walks off because she irritated at Marlo for some odd-ass, funky-ass reason. Instead of being a grown-ass woman and talking to her, she just acting like a little petty bitch. So, you know Marlo, you can't do Marlo like that. You can't do Marlo the way you do Kenya. The outcome is going to be way motherfucking different. I don't give a fuck who it is. If the outcome is going to be different. You can't, She's going to have the last word, and y'all know that of her. So, Kenya's like trying to get Marlo and Nene to talk. Nene called him like, get out of my way, bitch, or something. She throwing water. So Marlo pops the fuck off. Marlo calls Nene insecure. She like, you mad because me and Kenya friends? She called, Nene started walking off. She called her about some Donald Trump hair. I was rolling when she said that because I was like, yeah, bitch, you do. So I'm like, Nene trying to leave or whatever. She like, I'm not going to give her a reaction. She trying to get a reaction from me and all this kind of stuff. But I'm like, yeah, she is. She is trying to get a reaction and you are walking away. But I'm like, Nene, you let Marlo pump the shit out of you. Even Candy was like, damn, I ain't never seen Nene walk away like that. And I'm like, then Marlo over there giving Kenya fake tears and shit. And I'm like, girl, them some fake ass tears talking about Marlo said she don't invite me. Marlo just up in her fans talking about you mad because Kenya my friend. And all the time about don't invite me to shit she at no more. I'm like, bitch, invite her to every fucking thing that Nene is at. That's all I'm saying to the TVs. Please invite this bitch to every damn thing. We want to see this. We want to see Nene run like a motherfucking chicken. Please run. Please, Marlo, run this bitch up off the show. Just saying. Just saying. But that's my review for what happened on this episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 6, Episode 16. Next week, it's going to seem like it's going to be cool because they're going to go to Mexico. Paulo going to be fighting with Kenya. Phaedra going to want to fight Kenya. But I'm like, bitch, you need to be going over there and punching your husband in the motherfucking face. Not her. Then you going to have Greg and Peter get into it. I want to see that because he's like, you want to live? You want to live? I wasn't even scared of that shit. I was just like, Greg, scare Nene first. Then we'll be scared. Please scare Nene first. And I don't know. Greg, you might know some people because your sons look like they some little thugs. But Peter looked like he had your ass missing. I'm just saying. But yeah, it looked like it's going to be pretty good next week. I'm waiting on next week. It seems like it's getting juicier and juicier. But I'm tired of a lot of the shit happening in the last 10 minutes. So yeah, tell me what you thought about this Real Housewives of Atlanta season 6, episode 16. I'll be back to do Blood, Sweat, and Heels. Make sure you follow Ashley Miller 1987. Also might be 801. Follow me. I do everything on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus, Xbox Live. I do everything by the Ghetto View, THA, not THE. Talk to me and I'll talk back. Alright, peace out, you guys.